Hey, what's up guys, it's Fish here and welcome to this absolutely insane 21,000 man Red Wedding revenge scenario battle. So Jon Snow has mustered every man he can in the north to go ahead and fight the Freys and Lannisters to get revenge for the happenings at the Red Wedding. We have a huge army ourselves for once. You know, it's nice to actually have mustered a pretty decent army. We are fielding around about 7,000 men, so nothing to be shy of whatsoever. We have Umbers, we have Mormonts, we have Glovers, we have Carstarks, all ready to go ahead and fight this just absolutely horde of an army up here on this mountain, which will be coming down very soon, which is consisting of Frey and Lannister troops. So they have, again, as I said, they have around about 15,000 men, 14.5. So in total, we're fighting with over 21,000 men. Now, please bear in mind, this is going to be somewhat laggy. The engine of Attila was never meant to be played with this many people. It's not my computer. It is the engine. If I could, you know, make it so that there's no lag and we have 21,000 people fighting, then I would. But unfortunately, Attila just wasn't built for that. So we are going to have to go ahead and suffer a bit of lag, but as the battle gets on, it will be a lot less laggy. You know, as more soldiers die, the lag will start to dwindle away the further we get into this battle. So it should be pretty epic for sure. I don't really think if there's anything else I've got left to say before we start this battle. I think that I've mentioned everything. Oh yeah, also, I have actually done a Q&A, if you guys haven't seen, with the mod developers of this mod, which we go through if the Targaryens will be added, when the campaign will be done, if the campaign will be done, when there's a release date for this mod. So I'll put that in the link in the description. You guys can check that out. But yeah, without further ado, let's get ready and just kind of look at some of the units I've brought to this field, and whilst the enemy are marching towards us, which they are doing now. So yeah, on my front line I have a whole load of these Stark heavy swords. We'll make sure to form shield wall with these guys so that they are ready to do it. Actually, let's form shield wall with them now. Let's select my front line. If we just get down here and select these guys as well. Is that all our front line? Yeah, that is. So cool, let's go ahead and form a shield wall. I love the animation when we do that. Come on, boys. There we go. Awesome. Forming shield wall, we're going to need to. And then I guess on our back line, we'll form mobile testudo. So they're still in somewhat of a decent formation. But, you know, they still kind of are surviving from archer fire and stuff like that. So as I said, on my second line, we have these more Stark heavy swordsmen in mobile testudo. Then behind that we have 2 units of these Umber swords. They're going to go ahead and support any front line which kind of seems to be dwindling, or the flanks. So then on our left flank we have the House Mormont. They're going to be defending this, avenging their brothers who have fallen at the Red Wedding. So yeah, these guys are going to be commanding this left flank. We have House Mormont. Then we have some catapults. Then behind that we have 2 units of Mormont spears. Again, looking cool. I love their shields. I think they're really, really nice. Then we have Jon Snow and his 2 units of heavy Stark horses in the back, getting ready to watch the battle. Then we have 4 or 5 units of these longbow archers, hopefully whittling down the enemy as they're advancing upon us. Then we have 2 units of Carstark heavy infantry. Again, they're going to be pretty much the same sort of like unit as the Umber, or the same type of unit as the House Umber. They're going to be like kind of pushing in when we need them. If it's the flanks or if it's the center, that's kind of going to be their job, is just to kind of fill in the gaps. And they actually look really cool. I've actually noticed a few of their dudes have like full-on like executioner face marks. That's pretty cool. I like that. I like that a lot. Then finally, we do have House Glover on this left flank. Or yeah, no, sorry, that's my left flank. I was kind of looking at it the wrong way. So on my left flank, we have House Mormont. And then on my right flank, we do have House Glover. They're going to be holding this down, avenging all their fallen brothers, along with anyone else. And we also do have some units of Stark Spearmen as well, just kind of helping the line out. So we have a pretty nice square. It should be pretty defensible. And let's form up square with the remainder of our units, or form up shield wall, just to give us the best chance at defending this. Because again, as I said, we're up against a mighty, mighty army. And I didn't go short on giving them good troops as well. I made sure I gave them some of the best troops possible. Look at that as well. Look at that sheer line. That is just insane. Yeah, I made sure I gave them as much heavy infantry as I possibly could, along with, I gave them some light infantry, but the majority of their men are focused on heavy infantry, so they're all solid. I did give myself good experience on all my men, just to kind of give me a bit of chance in this battle, because, as I said, we are heavily outnumbered, and they all have pretty good men. All I can hope is my men are just a bit stronger than theirs. We do have some catapults as well, and the fact that I'm an actual human player will definitely help. But yeah, and we also John laid some traps here. These are the anti-personnel traps, so if they step over these, they will get smashed and hopefully killed, at least a few of them, before they hit our main line of Stark warriors, which are stationary, ready to hold back the enemy line. So let's look at the phrase whilst they're advancing. You know, not heavily armored, but there's so many of them that it's going to be a brutal battle. And as I said before, this is on very hard, so... no, it's not on very hard. It's just on hard, I think, actually. So they do get all bonuses to their morale and stuff, so they should be fighting pretty heavily. And then, obviously, we have an elite Lannister army here, commanded by Tywin. And I think Tywin is being a bit cheeky here. Tywin's actually letting the Freys run in first. Our longbows should be opening up on the enemy as they're advancing. They should also be landing onto our traps very, very soon, which will be good. I'm looking forward to this. There you go, the fire arrows going out, hopefully peppering through the enemy lines, whittling them down, and you can see some of our traps are starting to claim a few victims. You know, even if we just kill a few of them, I will be very happy with that. You can see a few dead bodies there. Our flaming arrows aren't really doing too much. I noticed that normal arrows do a ton of damage, so we're going to change to normal arrows now. As the battle gets fully underway here, they're going to be charging in. We've got the Frey soldiers up against my Starks, just smashing in. Damn. This is insane. I can't believe what Tywin has done. Tywin has fully let this Frey army go ahead of him to kind of, I guess, tire out my men. You know, Tywin's a very smart man, so this is the type of thing he would totally do. So it's good to see the AI actually doing this, letting the Freys charge in. Oh, that guy just got stabbed straight through the stomach. Awesome. It's going to be epic for sure, and they're starting to pile in now. If we look on this right flank as well, they've gone really far along to completely envelop me here. Actually getting around this unit back here. Some of the soldiers getting around the back. You can see the Frey soldiers going at it with my heavy Starks, my Stark troops. Come on, we need to be careful here. This flank is going to be crucial to win. So maybe I'll have to send some more reinforcements to support that. We are in shield wall, so we do have that defensive advantage. The rest of the Freys are going to be pouring in now. They've kind of gone fully around the flank just to get a brilliant idea of my army. And you can see they're starting to pour in now. We'll just take a little glimpse outside of the battle. You can see the Tyrells, the Lannisters are moving in slowly but surely. I think they are marching now. You know, they're going to kind of, do a very smart thing. This is very Tywin Lannister-esque. I'm amazed that the AI is actually doing this. They're going to let the Freys kind of absorb me, tire me out, kind of do damage to me, and then they're going to pour in fresh elite troops. Because I did give the Lannisters a lot more heavy elite troops than the Freys. So seeing them come in is going to be a pretty insane task. I'm actually going to save a lot of my ammunition for them, I think. So let's go ahead and hold our fire. And again, we can just watch this unfold. Because you can see my Stark swords are going to be cutting down these Freys. There's no question about it. And getting revenge for all the Northmen that were betrayed at the Red Wedding. This looks sick. Hopefully you guys are enjoying this. If you do enjoy this, make sure to drop a like and a comment down below. It does help out the channel so much, and I really, really do appreciate it. So a massive thank you to everyone who does comment and like on these videos, especially for huge scenarios like this. Also, give me ideas in the comments down below about what scenarios you want to see next. If you want to see a huge Tyrell versus Greyjoy battle or something, just let me know. And I'll be sure to take that in consideration next time I do a battle. And again, let's just go down this battle line now. We'll slow the camera right up like this. Oh, I love how there's actually fighting going on in the back as well. In the back of the lines. It's like when they've jumped over the battle line. And oh my god, my Stark soldier just got killed. Avenge him quickly. Yeah, you can see instantly avenged. I like that. I like that a lot. The traps as well, claiming several lives. But I think our infantry line is holding right now. It looks like it's going to be, they're putting a lot of pressure over here on this right flank. Yeah, a lot of pressure. There's so many Freys poured into this. But yeah, the Lannister army is just taking its time. There's still like another 6,000 men who are going to hit my battle line very, very soon. And again, over here, they are pouring in a ton of men. Even the Frey general moving in. I always love this in Attila, how some of the units kind of break the shield wall formation. It really reminds me of like the HBO like Rome series, where I think it's the first episode where Pullo goes off and he's like, Pullo, back in formation, and then they just move out and kind of form out this like external wall. It really does remind me of that a bit. And what an awesome series that is. A bit unrelated to Game of Thrones, but still awesome. I guess it's not that unrelated to HBO. Again, look at these troops just going at it right now. House Glover getting their revenge, cutting down many a Frey. Every Frey that dies here, I imagine, is a bit of a repentance for House Glover. And Jon Snow is ready to avenge Robb. Catelyn, even though him and Catelyn weren't very close, I'm sure Robb is more than ready to get revenge. You know, that was still part of his family. Awesome, look at that. Look at these formations, not even touched yet, but the Lannisters are getting ready to pour in, and it is needed, but Freys are kind of readjusting their battle line. Oh my god, look at them. The Lannister line, it stretches so long. I did not realize the Lannister line was this long, and they're just going to pour in and just re-support the line, and that's going to be fresh troops coming in. Look at that, some of the Freys in this section are exhausted though from fighting. But yeah, the Lannister troops are going to pour in now, and this is where it gets done. This is when we have 21,000 men fighting. They're going to come round, and if they leave any units uninhibited, I'm going to be using them to outflank 100%. You can see my battle line. How many men have I lost so far? I've lost around 300 troops, and they've lost around 1,000. At the moment, we need to be killing a lot more. Let's go ahead and insert and watch this little charge. The Lannisters come pouring in. Awesome. Absolutely sick. More of the Lannisters coming in. And this is when it should start, like, the lag should start dwindling now. Obviously, it's going to take a little while. Some of the Lannisters actually breaking through there. Damn, reinforcements. Boys, get in there. Get in that gap. We cannot leave any gaps whatsoever. We need to be pouring in there. Charge in. Fill in this gap. Cannot let any Lannister troops to outflank us. Beautiful charge. Again, a bit laggy, but... you know, I think it's worth it to have this just huge battle. And we can't do, you know, we need to defend over here as well. We can't kind of, you know, do this battle justice unless we have this many men fighting. This is the Red Wedding revenge after all. As the North does remember indeed. And this is the Northern Vengeance. Oh, and again, let's just take a moment. I love just kind of holding the camera here and just watching the battles unfold, so you guys can really like zoom in on some duels and stuff and really just watch the battle. Because I feel like I zoom around the map way too much, and you guys don't get too much time to actually watch these individual duels and battle lines go on. So I will, throughout this battle, try my best just to kind of zoom in as much as physically possible and kind of just, you know, not move the camera so you guys can get a real good idea. You can see the Lannister troops as well are pouring in several hundred men into this flanks. They are really, really focusing on these flanks for sure. But my god, look at that. Absolutely insane. Let's just get a nice little zoom in shot here. Oh, that looks sick. Look at that. There's so many enemy troops. So many. And if we just watch from like our archer's point of view, my god, I guess you can't really see too many of them, but their lines are kind of all just combined in. So now the Lannister troops are here. I'm feeling a bit scared for my flanks. And the Lannister troops, I guess, are going to be marching out here. So let's go ahead and send some troops out here to help out. We'll send in some of our flanks to go ahead and try and outflank them, try and do some damage. Let's form up here. The AI has actually been really clever recently, though. They've been heavily focusing on actually... oh my god, the Lannisters are flanking me here and doing tons of damage. Yeah, as I was saying, they've actually done a ton of smart things to the AI in this. That they actually kind of stop you from outflanking them and stuff. It's really epic, and god, the shadows over here are going pretty crazy. So let's go to another part of the battlefield. This huge edge right now. Yeah, so you can kind of see the mix between Lannisters and Freys. You know, the Freys are starting to lose a lot of men. And now the Lannisters are kind of just filling in here. The heads just rolling on the floor. Absolutely crazy. Hopefully you guys are enjoying this as much as I am playing it. Such an awesome battle. I can't wait for them to actually update these factions as well, so that the Starks have medium, heavy, and light infantry. Because at the moment, there's only so many factions with, you know, like light, or I guess with medium infantry. And they are currently working on replacing, you know, a lot of these models and stuff, which is awesome to see. God, the shadows are really not going, like, just spazzing out when I zoom in like that. Fighting bravely. You know, these flanks are really causing me a bit of an issue. What about over here? If we press K and watch this, yeah, we get some more. Yeah, we can definitely get some more Mormon soldiers around the side and really start working on killing these flanks. Because again, look at that absolutely insane battle. Our centers and stuff are starting to dwindle. You can see our men are starting to run out. So I'm going to go ahead and resupply them, send some more troops in, and maybe get some of these archers to start volleying overhead into the back of these lines. Because we need to start doing some damage. I might also load up these catapults as well. Is that too close? Or are they fine with that? I think it's too close. What about we get good shots over here? Oh, the archer fire going out overhead. Oh no, the catapults are going out now. Here we go. Should hopefully be ripping through some of these lines. Awesome. Hugely impactful. I'm actually going to stick these guys on flaming shot, just because I want to see the flames go. So let's stick these guys on flaming shot. Again, balance of power has actually shifted in their favor, which is not good. Not good for me whatsoever. So let's stick to flaming shot there. We've got archer fire going over the top. Hopefully we can break some of these lines. We've got Tywin Lannister himself fighting. You can even see the soldiers in the background over there. Is that the flaming shots coming? Flaming shots coming. Impactful. Oh my god, listen to that sound and the explosions. My god. Jesus, we sent so many of their troops flying there. That was crazy. Not actually, I mean, we killed a ton of troops. Wow, them explosive rounds are awesome. Let's deploy these guys in now to help out. Again, the Freys are really focusing on these kind of corner pieces. Get some really epic close-ups. More Lannister troops coming in. But I feel like we've done this battle justice so far. There's the sheer amount of men as we're defending. And it is not easy whatsoever. Like, we could definitely lose this. I love the engagements, how the Freys have somehow managed to get through the back here. And they're just kind of fighting, dueling. Oh, this is an epic duel. Slice his head off. Kill him. Nice in-sync head slice-offs. Awesome. The flags as well. There's a huge pocket of Lannisters here. About to get wrecked by some Mormonts charging in. Absolutely love this. Look at this. More flaming explosive shells going in. I mean, what more can you ask for? Now we've kind of deployed all our reinforcement line. Let's advance our Karstark and Umber line. Just so they're a bit closer to the battle. I think on this right flank as well, we've actually managed to kind of push in a bit. So let's kind of use this to our advantage. Move more men in here. This right flank as well, look, it is starting to, as I said, dwindle a little bit. Luckily, we've actually managed to rouse some Freys, but you know, we are running out of men. That is, like, definitely certain. So maybe Jon Snow is going to have to deploy some more men to this engagement to resupply. And again, let's just kind of watch these Umbers fight. I mean, no, sorry, these House Glover fight. We haven't really watched House Glover fight too much. Again, just, oh, it's so awesome. There's some horsemen fighting here. House Glover just fighting bravely. Oh, you got the flaming catapults going out as well. Look at that. It looks so cool in the distance. The archer fire as well, and the explosions. The Karstarks are eager for battle when Jon deploys them, which will be very, very soon for sure. Look at the dead as well, just scattering the battlefield. Lannister and Frey dying alike, which is what we like to see. We are starting to slowly curve round on this flank. We have some Stark spearmen here battling away against the House Frey. The Frey, as you can see, are actually sending men round to flank me, which is something the AI has suddenly started doing, which is awesome in this mod. And again, look at the numbers. Just the sheer mass of this battle is absolutely crazy. Every northern house fighting bravely together. More explosions as well. We must be, yeah, look how many kills we've racked up. But we almost out of ammunition with this one catapult, because this catapult ammunition is going to be very crucial to us claiming victory. Because again, if we look at the kills, we'll zoom in and look at the kills so you guys can actually watch some action whilst we look at it. So we've lost about 900 men. They've lost about 4,000 men. Yeah, just under 4,000 men. But look how many men they're losing. I think the archer fire is really helping us out. We are down to half ammunition now. So let's hold fire here. Yeah, this like kind of centerpiece is really supporting us very, very well. But again, it's just kind of, we need to kind of hold a strong line the entire way down. And you can see like these Glover men are starting to run out of men. Don't really know what these guys are doing, so let's reform them. But yeah, like these like corner pieces and this piece is really starting to struggle. Let's get a nice little zoom in shot though of this unit over here. And you can see the lag has really cut down now. Now we've lost about 5,000 men. It's still a bit jumpy and laggy, but you know, the lag smooths right out. And obviously as more and more soldiers die, the better it will be. So, yo, Tywin is running out of men. And so are the Freys, but they've still got 10,000 men remaining. And we've got 6,000 men remaining. We just need to keep it up. But gaps will start to appear in our battle line. House Umber are so eager to get in. Look at them. They're like, come on, we need to go into the battle. And I think we will have to deploy them soon in our central line. Tywin is right in here with his general unit, so Tywin could actually die here. Like, his general unit is still pretty healthy, 122 men. How is the Frey general doing? 104 men, so their generals are still pretty strong, that's for sure. I think I'm going to deploy, John is going to deploy a unit of cavalry out to this right flank to go ahead and just kind of start doing some hit and run tactics. Oh, nice. By the looks of it, we actually managed to break them here. The piles of bodies have formed up, so let's go ahead and send this unit up right there. And then we'll charge in, and then we'll replace them with another unit of fresh infantry, just to kind of fill in that gap. I feel like that would be a good idea. So let's do that. If we can actually form these guys up. I think we just need to select them. There we go. And then let me form up here. So perfect. They'll go ahead and fill that gap. And then this fresher unit will get in the flank here. Hopefully doing a decent amount of damage on the charge. And obviously we'll watch this charge in cinematic mode, of course. They're just marching. I mean, I guess they're exhausted, but still, come on, boys, charge in. In you go. Perfect. So again, let's just go down the battle line. I love this camera mode as well. It really does make it look like a movie, like we're actually watching some epic engagement, which obviously, of course, we are. Lannister flag, Stark flag there. Oh, that looks amazing. Two of them being held up high. And the battle line just goes for a mile, at least, for sure. Again, start the camera so we can just watch this unfold. This front line has been a real, like, contested line. They've poured so many men in, but they've mainly focused on kind of the edge corners, which is smart, because that's where I have the least amount of men. That's where there are gaps. The Lannisters are in full force here now, no. The Stark shield wall is holding firm, which is perfect. But again, yeah, look how many men they have in these corner pieces. I'm going to have to deploy these Umbers very soon to resupply them. As you can see, Tywin is trying his best with his bodyguard to break through. Just as a small gap. If they can make a small gap in my battle line and, you know, force me to commit more men, then they're definitely going to be doing pretty well. You haven't really watched House Mormont fight too much. Let's go ahead and just kind of keep an eye on them for a little bit. Watch them go toe-to-toe with the Lannister troops. Again, I love the flags as well. Just, you know, in the distance, you kind of just see them, and you can kind of almost just tell what faction is fighting. I think it looks really awesome. Just just go down the Mormon battle line. Look how many dead Lannisters are laying on the floor. Awesome. But I want to see more dead Lannisters. Even a dead Lannister flag right there. These are sturdy men from House Mormon. Sturdy men indeed. Even a little gap which has been formed here as they're trying to protect their flank as best as possible. You can see them. We want to keep on pushing. Keep on going in. Do not give them any quarter. There's actually a few Lannister troops here. Oh my god, look at the death of the Lannisters here. We just slaughtered their unit here. Look at that. Even though there was just a Mormon soldier dying. Another one getting his stomach and his head chopped off. Brutal. But look how many dead Lannisters are right here. That's pretty insane. Pretty insane indeed. And again, let's just take one little glimpse. So, if we look at the overall battle, like these flanks are really the issue, but the center, we could push on and win pretty heavily. So let's speed up the camera again and get this cavalry right around the flank, and we can see what the new cavalry mechanics are like. Because they were telling me, the mod creators were telling me that they've kind of worked pretty heavily on kind of getting this cavalry to kind of be a lot more potent in battle. That actually knocks down a lot of soldiers. And it doesn't necessarily like kill them, but it does knock them down a lot. So we'll get this start cavalry over around the flank, and then we'll tell them to charge. Should we form up this wedge? I think we should. So let's form up flying wedge. Does give us a charge bonus and charge speed, which will be awesome. So let's form up a charge. Be further enough at back so that we can you know, have a decent amount of charge, and then we'll pop a trample as well. So we should have a huge charge bonus. So they're forming up. Let's give the order. We'll stick on this, and then we'll go insert and just watch this cavalry engagement as we charge in. We should trample them to death, I'm hoping. We are the Riders of Rohan. Oh my god, yeah, look how far. Look how many of them we knocked down. My god, what a brutal charge. And I'll leave this cavalry in here just to kind of cut them down as best I can. As again, we can just watch the horses. I love the way the horses look on this mod. When they whip out their shields and they're just going toe to toe. I think that personally looks amazing. I think we're ready for some more catapult fire, right? Let's go ahead and load up some more catapult fire. Why the hell not? Let's hit this corner right there. And obviously we'll stick more explosive rounds as well. Oh my god, look at the sheer amount of men. We're going to have to deploy House Umber. House Umber, you go in. We'll watch your charge and we'll go check out them catapults. House Umber going to go in and support the battle line, but again, they are definitely needed. Look at how just the distance, they just go off into the distance. That is crazy. So awesome. And again, let's go ahead and look at the artillery fire here. Oh, we've actually managed to rout them. If we break the center, we can completely turn onto these the back of these troops. So we're getting more catapult fire. You guys getting ready to load? Are they loaded, or are you guys waiting to shoot a little bit? It seems so calm back here as well. Just, you know, oh, there we go. Flaming shells. I said it feels so calm, and then we just send some explosive rounds in. Actually missing. This is actually kind of dangerous. Maybe I will hold fire, because I feel like I will kill a lot of my men here. Maybe we'll change focus to, like, over here. That seems like a good shot. A good shout. Are we routing them, or are they running through? Yeah, luckily we are actually routing a lot of their soldiers. Keep up the hard work. If we look at the kills, we're going to win this for sure. I feel like our men are just so strong. So this is definitely, you know, this was never meant to be like a super close battle. This was meant to be a revenge killing. So we are just killing as many of them as possible. So that's, again, I feel like I'm feeling pretty confident here. Let's send in the Karstarks as well. Let's start going on the aggression. You know, let's start pushing forward. We want casualties here. We want deaths. We want to make sure none of them escape. So let's form up House Mormon right there. We're sending some more troops right there. And oh my god, yeah, this is going to be huge. Look at these hits. As long as we don't hit our back of our own men, which we might do. Oh no. Oh no. Friendly fire. We just killed so many of our own men there. Hold your goddamn fire. My god, that catapult was not good. Jesus, we just made a huge dent in our line. But luckily, we do have some Mormon spears going to refill that. God's sake, artillery. I told you to focus like back here. back here, not in my front line. That was pretty brutal. But hopefully, hopefully House Mormon can kind of fill in the gap. I'm sorry, the brave Northman. I slew in battle right there. I feel like Jon Snow has done a good job at commanding this battle so far. Not deploying all his forces at once, leaving several in reserve, has definitely helped him. Here we go, more artillery shells coming in. Perfect, this is exactly what we like to see. And I'm hoping they're... Oh, did we get some big hits? We got some pretty big hits back here. That one go a bit short. That one is going to hit directly. Oh no! We kind of just need to hit the central blob, and I think we'll really be doing a lot of damage. Is this one going to be hitting the central blob? I definitely hope so. Yes, it is as well! Yes, amazing! Awesome, look at that. We're just burning them. Look at the crater it creates as well. Just sending troops flying as we pour more and more men in. This left flank is going heavily in our favor. However, they are holding still very, very convincingly. But we are routing them. Yeah, this is going to be a wipe for us. We are oh, look at this. We are killing so many of them now. Let's keep on sending in these troops. We want to make sure we envelop them. Balance of power is slowly going in our favor now. Awesome. Let's send around all the cavalry. Let's form up here. Even Jon himself is going to go and finish these guys off. A lot of the frays are starting to rout now. The Carstocks haven't even got involved, really. So let's form up some Carstocks to get some good charges in. Perfect. Then we can hold fire on the artillery now. We don't need to do it anymore. Nice. This battle is looking very good for us. Even cleaning up kind of somewhat over here as well. Tywin Lannister and the Frey General is still alive. We definitely want to bring an end to that for sure. And then we'll queue up some attacks, which you can do by pressing shift. So, you know, you guys charge in there. I want my cavalry, which I just told to charge. I do know that. To form up there. And come on, Jon, you don't want to get involved. You do not want to get involved. Just form up our horses. Our general is absolutely fine. We're going to go after the Frey General. Some Starks pouring in here. There we go. The Carstocks are going to get involved now, so we'll watch the Carstocks get ready to charge. Stepping over our traps, which we placed, which actually claimed quite a few enemy lives. And you can see the Lannisters are actually kind of seeing that I'm outflanking them and getting ready to fight me themselves. So let's charge in. Come on, Carstarks, show me what you're made of. They should be able to clean up there. So how's our cavalry force doing? Are we ready yet? It's looking pretty good. So let's go after the Frey General. Like, if he wants to fight, then let's do it. Jon Snow is out for blood. He has seen a perfect opportunity to charge in. We have more Stark men moving in there. And balance of power is, as I said, slowly shifting in my favor. We've almost got equal men. So I'm amazed we haven't lost more men in this battle. I really, really am. Because, as I said, I gave him really good men. Maybe just I gave myself too much experience. But it's not like our front line hasn't been wounded. Like, this unit's down to 25 men right here. So it's not like we haven't got a lot of men. But again, this was never supposed to be like a super survival battle or anything like that. Again, I always wanted to make this battle more of like a revenge video, like I said, where we just kill them down. So obviously we'd muster a pretty mighty army. I just wanted the Freys to have a lot. And here we go, cavalry charge here. My unit taking a blow for Jon, and then Jon's going to pour in and help out. So if we can break the Frey General here and kill him, then we can go ahead and flank round and just slaughter the remainder of the Frey forces. And then it's really just the Lannisters left remaining. Oh, some of my men getting cut down. Hopefully we can be doing the same amount of damage as we just pour in so much cavalry to this engagement. Yeah, you can see some Frey soldiers just getting hit off their horses. If we go down to the main battle line, you can see Karstark, Mormon and Stark all fighting side by side. Just a whole array of shields right here. Absolutely perfect. These Umber troops look a bit like Podrick, I'm not going to lie. Yeah, I think once we kill the general, we will pour all our cavalry around and hit this. There we go. The Frey general is dead. That should be huge to the Frey morale. And then when we clean up that, we can bring around our general and start doing some hammer and anvils. Really start killing these pockets of resistance and then claiming victory, not letting any of these soldiers survive. House Umber have managed to actually cut down here. Let's push on, House Umber. You've done a good job at freeing up this unit of swords who have been fighting since the beginning of the game. You guys take a bit of a rest whilst House Umber do the rest of the work. So let's go back to our cavalry now as we just kind of finish up the remainder of this Frey cavalry unit, which doesn't have much left in it. Has 53 men, so once they rout, it'll be perfect. We also have some more cavalry over here. Oh yeah, look at this. We are cleaning up on these flanks. Absolutely perfect. They're being surrounded. We want to make sure we put in as much hate, like as much power in it as possible. We want to break these armies. In you go, cavalry. In you go. Nice, yeah, you can see here we are just full on pushing. And as soon as we break this little section right here, you know, Tywin, you can see Tywin is trying to get as far away from my cavalry as possible. We're breaking shield wall for sure, and we're just charging now. We are pushing forward. Victory seems, you know, almost a certainty here. And as soon as this cavalry goes, my horses, Jon Snow himself, will be charging into these battle lines. Finally get some last few cinematic shots as we put the pressure down on the House Frey and Lannister troops. Oh, look at that head being cut clean off. Awesome. I want to see after this battle is done, just the sheer amount of dead bodies laying on the floor. Yeah, just like look at some of these battle lines, which weren't even that crazy. Just the amount of dead bodies. So brutal. Have we managed to rout them, or have they reformed? I think they're reforming some men, so that's fine. Cavalry done. Damn, the Frey cavalry is holding, but yeah, we completely surrounded the Lannister troops here. Lannister and Freys are surrounded. No mercy. If they rout, you slaughter them. I might actually dispatch a unit of my cavalry to chase down the running as well. Yeah, let's do that. That'd be pretty cool. Chase down the remainder of the troops. Kill them all. So Jon has dispatched a unit of his horses to cut down any remaining troops to try and get out of there. Obviously, some men might survive, but you can see them cutting down just the routing troops. Awesome. That's what we want to see. This is a revenge video after all. Look at them just finding the routing troops and just finishing them off. Awesome. I do not want, like, any man to survive. Even if they survive this battle, we will pursue and we will cut down all of the Lannister troops. No, this is kind of what, you know, like, this is how brutal Tywin was to Castamere. I mean, we're not quite being that brutal. We're not just eliminating their houses, but we are killing their armies, you know, killing every single man. This is, you know, to be a day which you do not mess with the North. The North remembered. And this is the consequence. See some of the Karstark men as well. We haven't really seen them too much this battle, but they have definitely been doing work. Have we finally killed that general unit yet? Or is it still causing us an issue? Fighting pretty much to the bitter end, which is awesome. I love seeing units fight to the end. Amazing. I love seeing these Lannisters getting cut down. They have nowhere to run as well. Where are they going to run? We have cavalry chasing. Look at the cavalry as well. Just going to bit, just cutting down Frey soldiers and Lannister soldiers. Again, let's look at this battle line quick as well. Just the amount of dead is ridiculous. I'd love to see maybe in like the next historical title actual piles of blood, because I feel like bodies. I feel like, you know, in this kind of game, in previous Total War games, they are a lot of bodies, but they don't really pile up. I would love to see just masses and like mounds of dead bodies from where like people have been fighting, and how like troops kind of climb over the dead bodies to fight. I think that'd be amazing. See some more Stark men here, and you can see the lag is pretty much completely gone now as more and more men get killed in this battlefield. But surely, you know, this has been a truly epic battle. 21,000 men. Don't really get to see too many of these. I know Alex Ramley does a lot of these, and he makes some awesome videos. So you should definitely check out his survival battles as well, because he's one of the real like Total War YouTubers who've really started this and made this like a reality. Like kind of gave everyone else the idea to do stuff like this. Obviously, people did stuff this before that, but you know, he was a real type of dude who kind of like showed that this was a real market in the Total War community. So yeah, you guys should definitely check out his survival battles if you want to see more, because he does some epic stands for sure. He normally does like a survival battle every 2 days, I think. And they're always awesome indeed. So I think John has finally managed to slay the remainder of the Frey cavalry just about. They have, what, like 1 horse left, which should be dead very soon, I'm hoping. And then we can march in. Our cavalry is still chasing down more of their men. Make sure you do it. Yeah, we finally managed to clean up this. So John has commanded that his right flank do not take a break. As I speed up the camera, sorry about that. Yeah, you guys cannot take a break. We are relentless. Keep on pushing. As we pour more men. As I want to just envelop. Yeah, as I said, I want to just envelop this battle line. So we will form up here. We'll charge into the back here, killing up the last few Lannister soldiers here. This is truly a revenge for the Red Wedding. We have massacred so many Freys. And this is not the end. We will march on the twins and take it out. We'll starve them out. We will wipe House Frey out for their betrayal. I would love to see like more screams added to the next historical game as well in battle. Because at the moment you kind of just have cheering and stuff, but I'd love to hear like more brutal sounds, you know. Like men, you know, obviously would be like, screaming, just crying out and stuff. I'd love to hear that in battle more than just kind of this like heavy shouting sound to make it feel a lot more immersive and stuff. Nice, the cavalry is forming up. So what I'm planning on doing is probably breaking the whole of this, and then we'll look to kind of just completely envelop the rest of the men. Let's kind of load up the catapults as well. We want to be pretty brutal. So yeah, let's load up the catapults and get some final shots in here. Yeah, shoot right there. I think that seems perfect. And then we'll obviously, to kind of finish off this battle, we'll get these last... Oh, here we go. Already, I don't even have to do anything, and they're already here. Oh my lord, explosions, and then we got another volley coming directly in. Someone going to be hitting my men again, for God's sake, artillery. Oh no, no, actually not. This was a perfect volley. Awesome. We killed so many there. Cavalry going in, we'll go watch that quickly as well as we fire off more artillery shells. Jon Snow just going to be cutting down these Lannister troops, and I think we've routed the majority of them. Yeah, we are routing pretty much all of them. This unit has been enveloped. Keep on going. We have more men to send. Let's finish this. We'll actually tell our artillery to stop now because I don't want to kill Jon in like a rogue artillery shell. So we'll charge in now. You can see him going in. And then for the remainder of this battle, we will just watch it cinematic style for sure. As there's Lannisters, Freys, and Starks here. The northern houses have supported Jon pretty well as well. What I wanted to actually do for this battle is have an army of Stannis as well, but unfortunately I couldn't really get like enough Stannis troops in this to kind of make it work without it being super laggy, and I wanted Jon to have a very large army. So what I wanted to do was have Stannis here as well, fighting alongside Jon, because what I feel like would happen in the books, or is going to happen in the books, is I don't think Stannis is lost in the snowstorm. I think he's lost in the snowstorm, but I think he's absolutely fine. I don't think he was defeated like Ramsay says he was defeated in his letter. I think what happened is either if Jon does reclaim the north against Ramsay, or I guess against Roose, like I feel like he would support Stannis because Jon is very honourable. He respects, you know, he was taught by Ned. He understands what Ned's kind of what Ned was all about, and I think Jon is very much that in the books. So I feel like if Stannis is alive, Jon would bend the knee to Stannis. You know, Jon never wants to be king or anything like that. He would just bend his knee to Stannis and support Stannis with as much as he can. I feel like that's what will go down in the book if Stannis is alive from the snowstorm and Jon does if they do manage to reclaim the north. Obviously in the TV show it's very different because, you know, Stannis is supposedly dead. So that's why I kind of wanted to put Stannis in this. Because the only reason Jon didn't, support Stannis in the first place and like go on this side was because he was a member of the Night's Watch. But obviously they showed their respect there by killing him. So, it kind of almost freed him from his bond. Which was always kind of cool because his oath was like, until as long as I live, I will do this and this and this. But technically, he has been reborn, so his oath is kind of gone. So we can kind of break that by not doing it. Also, I feel like Reek might become the Lord Commander at some point, like in the books at some point. I feel like that could definitely be a possibility. But you can see we are routing the last if we get back to the battle. We are just routing the last of the soldiers, completely surrounding them as well, which is what I love to see. They actually do have a bit of space here, which we might go ahead and, just change that. Make sure that we are completely surrounding them here. We want to kill as many as possible. You can see the balance of power is heavily in our favor now. We've lost a good 2,000 men, but that is nothing to how many troops we have killed. So let's form up here and then just charge in. I want to make sure we kill as many as possible as they start to rout. Their general is actually still alive as well. How's our unit over here? We're still chasing down dead? Keep on going down and chasing down as many dead as possible. Oh my god, they're starting to reform as well, and we are just pushing on them. Look at that, we'll be cutting them down for sure. I'm actually really proud of the Frey men as well. The Freys lost their general, and the Lannisters are the one actually routing, even though Tywin is still alive. And yet the Freys are still standing strong. I mean, who would have thought that the Freys would be holding even after their general was killed, and the Lannisters would not? Jon is going in, just brutally fighting them. I might actually dismount Jon as well. That would have been pretty cool. Of course they're losing ground. They've got no ground to stand on. Their end is nigh. We are cutting down so many troops. I might actually deploy a unit of my cavalry to go and chase down the remnants of these troops. Because look at these guys routing. We want to make sure we deal with them. So let's dispatch this unit of horses. Oh, look at them rout. Look at them rout. Perfect. All the Freys and Lannisters are going now. So few of them remain. Cut them down. Show them no mercy like they showed us no mercy at the Red Wedding. It is a sin to do that against their religion. And they shall be punished. Every Frey man will be slaughtered. This is for Robb. This is for Catelyn. This is for every brave Northman that died at the Red Wedding, as they were invited into a sacred ceremony and cut down. The dogs shall pay for this for sure. So let's continue this. Let's continue to chase them down for sure. I want every single soldier to be killed. Even if we don't kill them directly in this battle, I want to then chase them down for sure. Get after them. We've got our cavalry coming over here. Yeah, our cavalry's finally made it. Perfect. Just cut them down. This should be a slaughter. Look at that. Look at Tywin run like the coward he is. Look at him flee. Tywin, you coward. You shall pay with your life this battle. And yeah, it's just an absolute slaughter now. Our horses are chopping down all these routing troops. This is an awesome scene, and what a way to end this video. If you enjoyed this, make sure to drop a like and a comment. If you have any more ideas, let me know as well. Oh, Tywin is coming in to kind of just, there's nowhere to go run for him. Obviously, we've kind of maybe we've got like a huge cavalry force coming in reserve or something. So Tywin is stuck in and he's forced to fight. Where is Jon? I want Jon to do a killing blow. Yeah, Jon's unit is in here just charged in. Kill him. Get revenge. I don't care. I don't care. I'm glad they rally, so it just means we have more men to kill. Keep on chasing them down. Look at that. Look at the massacre that's occurred. You'd think there's an entire army here. Jon, turn around and kill him. You want to make sure Tywin's dead. More men chasing them down. As soon as Tywin routs as well, the rest of the troops will be going. But continue to just run them down. I do not want any soldiers to remain. There we go. Tywin is running. I want him killed. I want that announcer to let me know that Tywin has been murdered. Well, not murdered, but slain in battle. I do not want any of the general unit to survive. How many units does he have left? Oh, look at him flee, the coward. Chase him down. I will send my fastest riders to chase him down. Oh no, these guys are over here. You go chase down them. I want you guys to chase him down. And then John can remain to go back here. Alright, he's going to escape the tyrant. We will chase him down though, don't worry. I'm sure we have plenty of troops kind of surrounding this battlefield. That's the reason Tywin went into battle. But yeah, let's take a quick glimpse at just the mass amount of casualties in this battle. Let's move the men away. And just kind of take one little glass glimpse before we look at the amount of kills in this battle. And we look at the final screen. Let's just kind of just take a moment. Speed up the camera a little bit so we can kind of get through this a bit quicker, but just look at the amount of dead laying on the floor. This was a huge 21,000 man battle. Absolutely crazy. The amount of dead just laying there. The catapults were awesome as well. We go down the front line now, which was really the kind of a main contending point where I lost the most men for sure. Just look at them, piles and piles of dead. Like, I would love there to be screaming and stuff like this. Not like super like morbid screaming or anything like that. I mean, they could definitely just add it in the blood and gore pack later on down the line. Like, you know, just have like men screaming, just, you know. Obviously, there'd be tons of wounded men laying down on the field who have their legs chopped off, legs sliced, tendons sliced. What a crazy, crazy battle. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this. So let's finally, before we end this, look at the kills. Oh, look at them kills of my men. Absolutely going in. The cavalry getting 900 kills. I guess that's probably from chasing down all the dead men. But yeah. 250 kills on the longbows. Jon Snow killing 400. The Glover heavy swords killing over 500. Mormonts killing over 500. My spears killing 400. Swords 400, 300, 500. House Umber didn't really get too stuck in, but I didn't really deploy them too much. I mean, my cavalry just doing work. Yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this epic battle. Look how many few remained as well. And I'm sure these like remaining 461 and remaining 313 got cut down eventually. What an awesome battle. I hope you guys enjoyed this. Make sure to drop a like and a comment if you did down below. It really does help out the channel and gets this video out there to the wider audience. And I'll see you guys next time. And the North certainly remembers.